Casey's Audio Vault.
Janick Gers from Iron Maiden, June 24th, 2010.
Hi, Casey.
Hey, how are you today?
I'm very good, thank you.
How's this tour feeling so far?
Tour's been fantastic. We've been getting a great reaction. I've been all over America so far. Audiences have been tremendous. A lot of sold-out shows, and we're having a great time. We've got a fantastic show, and just very exciting to be back on the road.
I just watched the Maiden documentary, Flight 666. Was that one of, I guess, the more grueling tours you've been on?
Particularly, yeah, because we were going kind of round the world the wrong way, if you get my meaning. We were kind of 12 hours out from the beginning, which took a bit of getting used to. So we were kind of moving, instead of coming, what I would say is the right way, coming through America and going the long way around, we went the short way around. And so you straight away, you kind of 24 hours out. It was kind of tiring. And then if you get ill, if you go to India, it's not that there's anything wrong with the food. It's our tummies can't really deal with it. And, if you get ill, it just makes it twice as bad.
It still seemed like the band's spirits were up, though. Who tends to get picked on the most? It seems like Nico could probably take it as well as he can dish it out.
We don't really pick on each other, actually. We have quite a really kind of cool chemistry together when we're around. We have a good laugh between each other. We have a fun time, we have a really good fun time.
Nobody keeping everyone in line, or do you have a tour manager to make sure you're in the right place at the right time?
Well, I think we're all professional people and we're all grown up, and someone says we need to be somewhere for 5 o'clock, then we try to be there for 5 o'clock. It isn't hard. I think you have to have a discipline, because we're out doing a concert tour, and we want the concert to be as good as it can possibly be. We're not going to turn up drunk and fall about. I'm aware that people are paying money to see us, and I want to deliver the goods. So, I think you have to have a bit of discipline about what you do.
Have you been keeping an eye on the World Cup?
Oh, yeah. England have been playing terrible, but we had a decent game the other day, so we're back in it. We're not out yet, and we've survived, even though we've played badly. So,
were you surprised to see Italy out so early?
I am, yeah. So that's Italy gone, France gone. I am surprised, but there you go.
Do you have a prediction? Do you think England's going to go all the way?
Not on the first two games, no. But I think anybody who gets to the last 8 has a decent chance. I think anybody can beat anybody on the day. It's 11 against 11.
Imagery is pretty important to the band. The lyrics are very visual. I know when I was, I would think I was 7 years old when I first saw the Power Slave album, and it just kind of sucked me in. How much do you feel the band owes to the mix, the recipe with the visuals along with the music?
Yeah, I think the visuals are important, because the visuals just kind of underlie what is in the words, and the words are very kind of boys' own. I feel that if you read the words, there's always a good story there. We're always telling stories or talking about history, but there's no limit. You can do any song you want with Iron Maiden. You can write any song. You can bring any lyric in. You can say, let's write about this. It doesn't really, there's no set rule. It's totally open. But a lot of the lyrics have imageries that we can use, for the back cloths or for the albums. And I think it's part of what the band's about. It's kind of like a little cult band. We just have our own little cult. And I love that. You know what you're going to get when you come to a Maiden gig, and it's going to be a lot of imagery, a lot of hard rock, really.
And it's a huge cult with not much media support. You're a legend already, and you're still walking the earth.
Well, we just go out and play our best, and I think people have realized that we're always going to be honest. We're never going to come out with a pop song and try and sell a record on the back of a fashion like grunge or a fashion like indie. We just do what we do, and I have no problems with any of the bands doing what they do. And I think we're very honest about what we do. We've stuck to our guns, and we've played many times against the tide. I remember coming here in the mid-90s when radio stations were just saying, we're not going to play any rock. We don't play rock anymore. And, we just carried on playing what we did. And I think people respect us for that. And that's one of the reasons I think people still come to the concerts, because they know what they're going to get. It's going to be a fantastic show and a good rock and roll night out.
Well, speaking of the subject matter in the tunes, where do your interests lie? Because Maiden songs can be history, fantasy, science fiction.
Can be anything. It's exactly what I said, and that's the whole point. We don't write to order. We just bring things in, and we're looking for melodies. We're looking for something a little bit different. We're looking to take it down a new avenue.
I mean, you personally, do you read the sci-fi novels, or do you check out the History Channel?
I'm not a big sci-fi reader. I've read a few sci-fi things. I tend to stick to fact rather than fiction. But I just kind of, I have a wandering mind, so I listen to all sorts of things.
Metal fans and even musicians, they sometimes get perceived as satanic or uneducated. Have you experienced that yourself?
Not really. I mean, I think Bruce is quite an educated guy. I think everybody in the band is quite intelligent. I don't think there's anybody that hasn't got some great ideas in the band, so not really. I think hard rock is kind of like classical music if you listen to it. If you listen to a lot of the stuff that Maiden play, it's very similar to classical stuff. So there's that element of melody and themes running through it. And sometimes you get a great idea, and for instance, something like Dance of Death, I saw an old Ingmar Bergman movie, The Seventh Seal, and I remember the end from when I was a child of these people dancing with death across the top of the mountains. And that's where that song came from. So you can take any kind of visual aid and write a song about it. That's the whole point of rock. And, it's not just silly love songs. It's kind of, there's a little bit more depth to what we do. And I haven't got a problem with silly love songs, but we don't do them.
But a lot of people kind of look at the surface. They could see long hair. They could see the scary, perceivably scary album covers. You haven't gone to like a parent-teacher night and where the teacher raised the eyebrow?
Well, not really. No, I don't think of it like that. It's imagery. It's kind of, it puts a thought in your mind, and it's entertainment. We come out, we give an entertaining night of music, and we hope that everyone enjoys it. And I don't see the satanic element at all. I mean, Number of the Beast was about a dream that Steve had, if you read the words. A lot of Americans took issue to it, but you've got to have a sense of humor about this stuff. You've got to look at it and read it for what it is.
Well, I'm with you there. I just remember a lot of, when I was a kid, the parents would be like, okay, no, I've seen that cassette cover. You are not listening to that.
Yeah, well, I think that's rock and roll the world over. They didn't like people listening to Elvis. They didn't like people listening to Jim Morrison, but they listened, didn't they? So there you go.
It almost makes it stronger. It makes me want to listen to it more.
Yeah, well, the Beatles were the same. They came out with stuff that frightened people, but that's just part of the element of rock music, I think. It's a bit edgy, which is why I like it.
Well, Janick, I really appreciate getting you on the phone. We're looking forward to Iron Maiden at MTS Center on Wednesday. You're well known for your tricks. We're going to see some good spinning guitars and throwing in the air.
Hey, I don't know. I might just concentrate on playing it this time. We'll see. I never know what I'm going to do. But the whole point is, you just do what you do and see what happens. And it's not choreographed. Our music and our stage show is never choreographed. I mean, I'm sure we do things the same because we're playing a lot of gigs over and over, but there's nothing choreographed in the set. You do what you want to do, if you want to do it, when you want to do it.
You haven't bonked yourself on the head or anything with the guitar?
Oh, many, many times. I once told this guy in Japan I'd never dropped it, and that particular night I threw it up and completely missed it. So there you go.
All the interviews you want on iTunes and at Power97.com. Casey's Audio Vault.
Casey Norman is Power 97's music director and can be heard every weekday from 2 till 6 in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada.
Power 97 is Winnipeg's best rock.